from Janet. Janet, you're going to give me the sign, right? Okay. Thanks a lot, Lee. That's Lee Turnbull, running in Area F. And over to mayoral candidate Jerry Tredick.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Tredick, candidate for mayor of Gibsons and currently councillor in Gibsons. As this is a Green Issues Forum, I'll focus on that area, but first I thought I'd like to introduce myself. I moved to Gibsons with my wife in 1992 while still working for Stentor, a name you probably don't recognize. It's a Canada-wide communications company, and then later BC Tel, and commuted for 4 years before retiring. I'm a professional engineer, and during my career I have managed staff, budgets, and ran major projects successfully. In the latter part of my working career, I was asked by the BC Tel organization to implement changes that were imposed upon it by the external market forces. My particular skill at that time was bringing people together with diverse ideas and opinions and finding ways to introduce change that was acceptable to all involved and that it achieved the desired results. I believe these skills are needed at this critical time in our community. Now on to why we're here tonight. I've answered the green issue questions posed by the SCCA. They are very good questions. Besides my responses being on the SCCA website, I have copies available at this meeting at the back, which I hope you will take home and consider. I consider myself an environmentally concerned person. As an elected person, I make it my goal to follow the principles of smart growth. These principles are embedded in the town's OCP and are described as being environmental, social, and economic. I have made it a point in my last 3 years to refer back to these pillars of smart growth whenever faced making decisions. I consider myself a pretty average example of our citizenry. I volunteer in the community. I love the character and ambience of our town. I am concerned about the future of our town, and I want to help to do things right and to make this town sustainable. To keep this town running as most of us want it to be run requires a committed leadership that produces results. I'm offering you this kind of leadership. For instance, before being elected to council, as a volunteer, I played a lead role in establishing the revitalized government wharf. One of the additions that we included in this revitalization was a pump-out station for boaters. This reduced the possibility that boat holding tanks would be dumped in our local waters. I also played a lead role in the creation of Weingarten Park. While the town had spent about $70,000 creating a park plan, they had no plans to actually build it soon after. I initiated an application for the Millennium Grant in the year 2000 that kick-started the fundraising to make this park happen shortly after. As part of this project, I personally applied to Shell Canada for a grant to clean up and rehabilitate the creek that runs through the northeast end of Weingarten Park. We were successful in that application, and now you can see and enjoy the results. But enough about the past, and what about the future? I am an advocate for following the smart growth principles, as I've already mentioned. As mayor, I will make it a priority to embrace the 3 pillars of smart growth, that is, environmental, social, and economic, by asking council to establish at least, but not limited to, 1 goal for each of these areas that can be accomplished in 3-year term that we have to achieve these results. As a council, we'll be looking for the taxpayers' input as to what these should be. On the green front, some possibilities are environmental improvements to our harbour and water lease areas, rehabilitation of town lands that are park or used as parks, an education program built around reducing our carbon footprint, implementation of a community garden program, expansion of the green waste program to include composting, improved recycling program. I'm sure there are many other ideas that can be offered by the public. To accomplish goals such as these, we need to engage the entire community. It is the silent majority that will make the difference in achieving desired results, and not just the few that show up at meetings. I feel I have the skills, along with a committed council and a very capable staff, to make this happen. What I offer is not rhetoric, but leadership that leads to results. If this is what you're after, then I encourage you to give me support on Election Day. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Jerry.